In this video, I'm going to show you how to make sauerkraut, which is arguably the easiest ferment possible. The ingredients for this are as basic as two things: cabbage and a good quality natural salt. However, later in this recipe, I'm going to be spicing this up with a couple other simple ingredients as well. But that's one of the great things about making sauerkraut. You can add basically anything you want to this to fit your taste. Before cutting up my cabbage, I like to peel the outermost leaves, which tend to be damaged or just generally not as clean, and then cut up the cabbage into quarters, which will just make it easier to shred the cabbage. You can use a knife or a mandolin slicer for this. Both have their advantages and disadvantages, but for this batch of sauerkraut, I'm going to be using a knife. I'm going to do the best I can to shred this as thinly as possible, which is much easier and safer with a sharp knife. I'll cut around the core of the cabbage, trying to get as much as the leafy material shredded as possible. You'll also want to have a large bowl or container handy to hold all of this shredded cabbage. I always like to use a bowl or container that's larger than I need. I've got all my shredded cabbage here in this deep hotel pan, but now I need to measure the weight of the cabbage in order to know how much salt I need to use. You can zero a container and then transfer the cabbage over to get the weight, but I just happen to have an identical container which I'll use to get the weight of. And then weigh the same container with the cabbage, then subtract the weight of the container to get the weight of the cabbage. Now this is going to be a 2% lacto-fermentation, so that means we're going to add 2% of the cabbage's weight in salt. In this case, I have just over 1.3 kilograms or 1300 grams of shredded cabbage, which I'll multiply by 0.02 to get the amount of salt we need to add to this. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to spice things up a little bit with this sauerkraut by adding freshly ground black pepper and some mustard seeds, which I'll also grind a little using a mortar and pestle. I'll mix those in with my measured out salt, sprinkle it evenly over my cabbage, and then toss everything to distribute the salt, and then leave this to sit for around an hour. And within that hour, I'll come back and give this a toss and a squeeze every so often. And what will happen is the salt will start to draw out all the water from the cabbage, which will cause the cabbage to start getting soft and flexible. After an hour, I'm able to squeeze a significant amount of water out of the cabbage, which means it's time to transfer this to a jar to ferment. I'm using a glass flip-top jar for this sauerkraut, but I've also used vacuum seal bags, which do make this a little bit easier. I'm going to start pushing this cabbage into the jar, stopping every so often to just push everything down with this wooden rolling pin. I'll repeat this until the jar is completely full or I run out of cabbage, and then I'll give the cabbage one final mash down with the rolling pin, clean up the jar, and then close this up to ferment on the counter at room temperature for a few days, up to a week or two depending on how sour you want this to be. While this is fermenting though, it's important to open this up and make sure to mash everything down once or twice a day. And what you'll notice is that more water will be drawn out from the cabbage, creating a brine which you'll want to keep your cabbage submerged in. After a couple days, you'll start to notice air gaps forming in the kraut. This means fermentation is happening very well. But at any point, if you spot any fuzzy or furry growths on the surface of your kraut, you're going to want to throw away the whole batch, as that would most likely mean mold is growing on your kraut, which is not worth the risk. But pushing everything down once or twice a day has worked well for me so far in preventing mold growth on my kraut, or even just any unsightly browning of the cabbage. Now, depending on the temperature that this kraut was left at, this could take anywhere from a few days to a week or two to ferment, but it's also important to taste every so often until it reaches the level of sourness you like. Mine ended up taking about a week to reach a sourness that I like, so now this is ready to start eating, and I'll move this to the fridge now to store long term.